Hi, hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this session, and thank you for coming. And let's get started. Jenning, are we live streaming now?
Yes, we are.
Oh, thank you. So, so just to introduce myself, I'm Prem Pyak. I'm from Nepal, but now in Hong Kong. So I work with IATEFL Research SIG as membership and scholarship coordinator. So once again, thank you for coming, and we welcome you in this session. So just to give you a brief introduction of rundown for this session. So first, we'll have 4 to 5 minute presentation from each mentee teachers. And so we have 3 quick presentation and supervised or mentored by Janak Singh Negi. Hi, Janakji, are you there? Hi. And yeah, I can see all mentee teachers here. So, and as you see in your program, so you can yeah, you can see your program and your poster presentation there. So, and then we will have a breakout session after each presentation is over. So we will have kind of 40 minutes open discussions. So presenters, if you don't have time to finish your presentation or everything in your presentation, we will still have time to you will still have time to discuss what you wanted to present in open discussions. And then after breakout session, we will have a 15-minute reflection section. So where the mentor and each mentee teacher will have some time to reflect on what you have basically learned from the discussions, right? So now, yeah, I will, yes, hand over this floor to Janak Singh Negi, who has been a wonderful mentor for the teachers. So over to you, Janakji.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Namaste from Nepal. It's me, Janak Negi from Nepal, and I have been involved in teacher education and teaching, training teachers since last 10 years. And during this last 6 months, I worked with altogether 6 teachers, but due to different constraints, 2 of them could not continue, and 4 of my mentees conducted exploratory action research in different areas, out of which 3 of my mentees are presenting their research. They are Deepak Rajbhatta. Hello, Deepak sir, are you there? And he's secondary level English teacher and teaching in Dhangari, part of Nepal. And next one is Lakshmi Prasad Awasthi. Hello, Lakshmi sir, are you there? Okay. Yeah.
Hello, I am here, sir.
Yeah, and
good afternoon.
He's also second level English teacher, and he has difficulties while doing homework. His student has difficulties doing the homework. And third one is here, Indu Adhikari. Are you there, Indu ma'am? Okay, namaste. And she has difficulties making presentation. Okay, her student has difficulties making presentation. Now, all of 3 mentees are here. I'm not taking much time, and as they already they have 3 to 5 minutes for their presentation. And don't worry if you cannot finish, as Dr. Fang has already mentioned. Okay, we have time in interaction section, and we'll discuss there. So let's start your presentation. You will have, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes. Yes, I'm repeating this. First, I would like to invite Mr. Deepak Raj Bhatta.
Excuse me, could you please provide us the screen sharing?
Yeah, I will do that. I would like to invite Deepak Raj Bhatta, sir, to present his research. Now, over to you, Deepak, sir.
Screen sharing is disabled, perhaps. Good afternoon, and hello and namaste, everyone. So I could not share my screen. I'm sharing
your screen, sir. I'm sharing your research.
So my problem is my students, they do not interact with teachers while teaching poetry. And the objectives of my study were to find out why my students do not interact while teaching poetry in IATEFL classroom, and to identify effective ways to make the class more interactive. And I have decided to explore in depth on the current situation and wanted to find out when and why my students do or do not interact with teachers while teaching poetry. How do students perceive poetry teaching, their perception about poetry teaching, and what activities do I follow while teaching poetry? And I have, to explore the situation, I have prepared the questionnaire including 14 questions. Based on the themes, you can see the themes over there. Background information of the poet, difficulties in understanding the poem, figurative language, context, pictures used in the poem, activities the students prefer while teaching poem. And this is the data what I have collected in course of exploration. The data I have presented here. And after the data collection, what I have got is the students do not interact with teachers while teaching poetry due to the different reasons. They feel some difficulties there due to unfamiliar vocabularies used in the poem, figurative language, lack of knowledge about the theme of the poem, lack of background information about the poet and poem, contextual knowledge. And the students, they have also shared that the teacher can be more supportive while teaching poetry by elaborating the background information of the poet and poem in detail, introducing the context of the poem and relating the context to their real life situation, using their EMT to explain the poem. And they also preferred to read the poem aloud in pairs with rhyme and rhythm and to write the summary themselves, to summarize the poem themselves. And I have planned for action, further action. I consulted with my colleagues about the situation and discussed the better ways. I have also surfed on the websites for some better techniques. Then I have decided to, during my action, I have decided to give them background information, describe the pictures, explain the figures of the speech and context of the poem, provide the students with opportunity to read aloud the poem in pair, an opportunity to summarize the poem and explain the poem in their mother tongue. And you can see the steps that I have gone through in order to address the situation. I have gone through some steps. In the beginning of my class, I have asked the students to predict the theme from title and pictures. And then I have taught the difficult vocabularies used in the poem. I've given them the background information of the poet and poem. I have talked about context of the poem, figures of speech used in the poem, and then I have provided them with opportunity to read the poem in pairs. I have explained the poem in their mother tongue, and I have asked them to summarize the poem themselves. And after the successful intervention of the plan, I profoundly present the result over here, the comparative result, what happened before and after after the action, what happened here, you can see the result here. And what I have got after successful intervention of my plan, I have found that the students, they involve in interaction actively with the teachers while teaching poetry in AFL classroom. If the teacher explains the figure of speech, if the teacher describes the meaning of unfamiliar words used in the poem, and if the teacher asks the students to take the theme from the title and discusses the theme, the students, they involve in interaction. If the teacher inject the fun and humors into the classroom, when the teacher explains the poem in their mother tongue, the students, it helps the students to understand, then they involve actively in interaction. This is what I have learned from exploratory action research. This helped me to find out the techniques they prefer, how a teacher can be supportive while teaching poetry, the areas of difficulties that students feel. And I found that it would be very fruitful to provide students with opportunities to read the poem in pairs, to let the students summarize the poem themselves. And the teacher must inject fun and humor. Exploratory.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you
for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Now we have enough time for interaction in breakout room later, and then I would like to invite Lakshmi sir, Lakshmi Prasad Awasthi sir, to present his research. Now the floor is open. Now, Lakshmi sir, over to you.
No, thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Lakshmi Prasad Awasthi from Nepal. Now, sir, could you please help me sharing my screen, sir?
Yeah.
My problem is my students do not write homework themselves. They copy from their friends and other internet sources. My objectives of research were to find out why students plagiarize in their assignment, to identify effective ways to avoid plagiarism in assignment. Then plan for exploration. First of all, I realized that it was necessary to find out why do students plagiarize homework from their friends and other sources like the internet. Number two, what type of homework do they do by themselves? Number three, what do they feel about doing homework by themselves? Number four, how do I make them do the homework by themselves? Then after exploration methodology, I prepared a questionnaire for the students to find out their opinion on doing homework by themselves. I used both open and closed-ended questionnaires to find out the students' interest and their ability to do homework by themselves. Then after I collected data, after collection of data, I analyzed and interpreted data, and most students do not write their homework due to laziness. They are not self-motivated in doing the homework by themselves. They don't have the habit of reading textbooks. I found they have problem writing the homework in correct grammatical order, even if they found the answer to the questions in the text. Need to give more focus on classwork, need to focus on vocabulary teaching, need to give focus on slow learners. Then plan for action. First of all, I planned to teach vocabulary by showing the real objects, drawing pictures, and making translations. Then I taught using student-centered methods. I told the students to work in groups. I focused on slow learners. Then I told the students to complete the classwork at their home as a homework. Then Action for change. I taught students as per my new plan by providing them a chance to read the text themselves. I gave more focus on classwork and slow learners by making a small group of students, mixing slow and fast learners. I follow the stages of writing like brainstorming, planning, and making a final draft by involving students in group. I taught vocabulary before teaching the text. Nowadays, students are involved in the classwork and they do homework themselves. They don't copy homework from their friends and other sources like the internet, they do themselves. Now, at last, the reflection, what I learned. Number one, students do homework themselves when they are involved in classwork. Number two, giving focus on vocabulary and involving students in reading the text is more effective. Number third, it is better to divide the students into small groups and focus on student-centered methods. Number four, slow learners should give more focus in the classroom. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi sir. Now, I would like to invite Indu ma'am. Are you there, Indu ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me open your Padlet. Now, over to you, Indu ma'am.
Sir, can you zoom it?
Oh, yes. Okay, let's introduce yourself and start.
Namaste, it's me, Indu Adhikari. I'm here to present about my EAR journey, where my problem was my students have difficulties in making presentation, and objectives of my research were to identify the students' difficulties in making presentation, to improve the presentation skills of my students, and the research questions for explore were why students have difficulties in making presentation, what problems are there in students while doing presentation, how can I improve the presentation skills of my students, and exploration methodology. Prepared the questionnaire for the students, asked my colleagues to observe my class to find out how my students feel while making or doing presentation. And I did the data collection, and here is the data analysis of the data collection. And from the questionnaire also, I found that findings from the questionnaire. Most of the students felt nervous when teacher asked from them to present in class. It was new for them. They needed support from the teachers and parents for making presentations. They all wanted to improve presentation skills. And what did I find? Students were interested to make presentation. They wanted to improve their presentation skills, and from the colleagues' observations, students felt difficulties such as they were feeling scared and lacked confidence. They felt shy. Other students were talking when their friends were making presentation, and plan for action. How to make presentation, gathering ideas for presentation is presentation, developing confidence, group and peer presentation, and solo presentation, and action for change. I divided students in group, use videos related to class presentation by students, focus on group and peer work by providing according to curriculum for presentation, provided continuous feedback, short motivational videos to improve self-confidence, and asked students to choose topic according to their interest for presentation. And after that, I did again the data analysis, and these are the result of the data analysis. And after the action observation, from the colleagues' observation, I did again the colleagues' observation, and students had improved self-confidence in making presentation. They seem to be shy, and they still need to prepare the well to more effective presenter. And after the observation, those students who felt difficulties in making presentation were interested in making presentation. And reflection, the lesson that I learned, before asking the students to make the presentation, it is necessary to teach them how to prepare materials for presentation. Students from the groups, but making group presenting is challenging, involving all the students actively in large class is in my case. However, peer presentations seem fruitful. Continuous and constructive feedback to the students help them in making presentation with more confidence. And conclusion from my AR journey of this research was, before the exploration, I thought my students, after exploration, I knew my students were not just felt difficulties, but also felt shy to make presentation by themselves in front of the class. Nowadays, my students were interested and self-motivated in making presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Kundu ma'am, and Deepak sir and Lakshmi sir for your wonderful presentation. Now over to you, Dr. Fang.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Janak, and thank you, teachers. It's a wonderful presentation. Now we will go to different breakout rooms. So there are basically 3 breakout rooms, and you can see the breakout rooms is for the name of the presenters. So there are 3 breakout rooms, and we'll have 40 minutes for discussion. So, but before we go to breakout rooms, there are some quick guidelines. So the first, please ask questions to make comments and interact with the presenters. Also, turn on your cameras to make a very friendly atmospheres during the discussions. And also follow the links in the program to view the presenters poster rather than asking them to share it. Actually, you can click the Padlet and you can see each presentation. And when you are not speaking, keep your microphones muted so that the discussion is not really disturbed. And find rooms to go to where there are fewer people and moving freely from one room to another room. Hello, I think now so far we are all of us back to the main room. Okay, so thank you everyone. It was a wonderful. I hope you enjoyed the discussions in the breakout rooms. So now for 15 minutes or so, I would like mentor and mentee teachers share their reflections from the breakout rooms. So basically, it's very open. So just share with us, with the audience, what did you actually discuss and what were the important takeaways from the discussions. So maybe we start off with Janakji. So shall we start from you?
Sure. Hello. Welcome back to the main room again. Namaste. Yeah, it was really interesting while taking parts like these conferences where where many of the teachers present their they come with their solutions. Actually, they had really a problem while practicing their instructional practices, and they come with their real solutions. That is very useful for we all teachers, because as a teacher trainer or teacher educator, let's say, when I learn good techniques from the teachers who have practically found the solutions, these are very useful to share with other teachers as well. So these teachers, those who have presented here, they had also problems, but they tried their best to address those problems. And as I was talking with them in breakout rooms, they were also getting lots of suggestions from other members in this forum, so that it's a kind of collaborative learning. This is what we expecting. And these teachers, those I supported during this last 6 months, it was a bit difficult for them at the beginning, because most of they were very new and they have not conducted exploratory action research. They had not presented in these like conferences, and they were frequently asking me, and they were worried, okay, how to, they were worried to conduct the research. They were worried to prepare the report. But now they realize that, okay, conducting action research or preparing report is not the research. Okay, yesterday or day before yesterday, they told me that, okay, they have realized that, okay, as some people, they conduct and prepare the report and submit it to their schools or other government bodies. Now they realize that, okay, making or preparing report is not the research. In this way, we cannot improve our teaching and learning. But the small thing, okay, even a very minor thing, what people think, if we work on that.
Thank you, Janakji. Maybe I should stop you here, and then maybe I will come back after each mentee teachers would share their reflections. Is that okay? I'm sorry. Now moving on to the Deepak Bhatta. So yeah, can you share what did you discuss in your group, and just highlight the main takeaways from the discussion, maybe in 3 minutes or so.
So thank you and good afternoon once again. Thank you, Professor Fak. Thank you, Professor Janak Singh Negi. Thank you, everyone. So the discussion in my breakout room was very fruitful, and I could find it very meaningful discussion over there. I had, the great presence of Samiksha Bidari ma'am there, Deepti Trivedi, Dr. Deepti Trivedi ma'am from Gujarat, India, Parsu Shrestha from Nepal, Bhaiya Al Dhavi, if I am not mispronounced her name, I'm sorry for that. Revati Viswanathan from India, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Kamala Seh ma'am and Sangeeta Chetri. They were there in my breakout room, and some more. Tawhida was also there. I'm sorry if I mispronounced. Jannatul from Bangladesh, Brak University of Bangladesh. I'm sorry if I mispronounced. They were there in my room, and they have. I talked to Deepti Trivedi ma'am, and she asked me very interesting questions there. How do students feel when you, when you conducted the research, or how did you feel there? What problems did you feel there, and how did you identify, or how did in what way EAR helped me to identify the problem, or to reach to the destination of mine? She asked me very genuine questions, and it was very great interaction with her. I'm thankful to you, Deepti Trivedi ma'am, for your interaction with me there. Parsu Shrestha sir from Nepal. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Parsu Shrestha sir from Nepal. I think he is one of the mentors there from eastern part of Nepal, perhaps from Itahari, if I have not forgotten. He has also asked me many more questions. From beginning to end, I got a chance to represent my whole plan there with him. I have presented my whole plan, what I did there, except the objectives and plan, the things, what I have planned for action, the result, These things I have talked to him. Revati Biswanathan, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. He has also asked me some questions. He's from India. I replied his question. It was very great, sir.
Deepak, can you
Yeah.
wrap? Can you wrap it up?
Okay, so I could find myself very luckier to have find mentors like Janak Singh Negi sir. I'm thankful to you, Janak sir, for your tireless effort to make me to send me to this platform. Thank you very much, and I'm grateful to the whole team, Dr. Smith, Richard Smith, and whole IATEFL SIG. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you, Fax sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's so wonderful, yeah, to listen to you. And yeah, moving on to Induzi. Indu, do you yeah, what did you actually discuss in your breakout room, and can you share with us?
Namaste once again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Breakout room was so wonderful for me, and the feedbacks, I got the lots of the feedbacks, and also get some ideas so that I can continue those ideas in my class. So I'll not stop this results at this because after year also I'll continue this research. And Prem sir has suggested me some ideas, so that I'm going to apply those ideas also. And Deepti ma'am has from her old I'm encouraged more, so that I have to appreciate and encourage my students even though they are in the large groups of numbers. And Bahia ma'am also, she has asked how much numbers of the students and how I, and Kura ma'am was there, and she also asked how I divided my students, because there may be the bias or discrimination among the students if teachers themselves divide them, and they were, and the feedback were so wonderful that I will use those feedback in the further classes also, and this feedback will really encourage me. And thank you for Richard Smith and whole team to give me this opportunity to participate in ER. And this is the second time, this is the second research, action research of ER. Thank you, Janak sir, for providing me this opportunity for the second time, and able to in this platform. And thank you whole team. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you. And yeah, now last but not least, Lakshmi Prasad Awastiji, would you like to share something about what did you discuss in your breakout rooms?
Good afternoon once more. I would like to give lots of thanks to Janak Negi sir. He is not only my mentor, he guided me in each and every steps. He encouraged me, he inspired me. And again, I would like to thanks Professor Pack. Thank you very much. What I discussed in break room, then my problem, the students, they do not like to complete their homework. They copy homework from their friends and other sources like internets. Then I got that very interesting, and that the break room was fruitful for me. I told to make the students in a small groups, mixing fast learners with weak learners. The weak learners means slow learners there. That makes easy to do the homework themselves. And I told the fast learners to help slow learners in the classroom. And the slow learner students help them. And then after fast learner students help them, and slow learners also got chance to do homework in the classroom. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you, wonderful teachers, for sharing your reflection. And now I think we are at the end of this session. Thank you all participants for being with us and encouraging our teachers, and thank you, mentor Janakji, for this wonderful mentorship. Actually, we are really encouraged and looking forward to your future future research. So just a quick announcement. So I have share with you the link in the chat box for a certificate. So you can just fill in your information and get the certificate. So now I think I will close this session here. So we'll have 10 minutes break.